Hey everyone, what you're looking at here is a $170 breakable be on the lookout item. So we just sold it for that price, and whenever I share that I sold something big and breakable, I get a lot of comments on my social media that people are concerned about picking up items like this because they're worried about how to ship them and they're concerned that they're going to break. Valid concerns. I did a prior video on how to ship drinking glasses, but I never did a video on how to ship something like this. So we're going to talk about the item, and I'm going to show you how to ship something like this. So first, about the item, you can see here, it says Pottery Barn. Now that's an original box, okay? And what's inside of here are, big reveal, plates. Not just any plates. These are reindeer plates. Now, in general, if you find anything retired Pottery Barn, look into it because a lot of that stuff is very collectible and sells really well. There's a lot of people really into Pottery Barn items. But the reindeer line is extremely popular. Okay, so you can see this one says Prancer, and they are marked on the back as Pottery Barn. So they're really easy to spot. So we have Prancer, we have Dasher. They're wrapped in paper. I'm just taking them out. We've got Dancer. Now, just in terms of context, to tell you how popular this series is, Mrs. Primetime just recently sold the butter dish that had a crack on the top of it. A small crack, but a crack nonetheless, for $210. Now, it also had the original box, but she got a ton of this reindeer style kitchenware. There's many other types of products available in this reindeer style that we have on our eBay page right now. We got Vixen. So she got everything for $90, everything. And then there's just so much other stuff we have right now. And this is the time of year that this stuff is going to sell. So starting the beginning of November, we got Comet. And we got it through a Facebook ad. The person was moving and just had so much of this stuff in bulk, they didn't want to move it with them. So that's how you get a great deal sometimes. Cupid. So make sure that you're looking into Facebook Marketplace. Got a lot of great deals that way. Craigslist as well. There we've got Donner. We'll put Donner over here. Be real gentle with it. And we got one more. We've got Blitzen. So we have a total of 8 plates. Now, the first thing that is important is you have to make sure that your box is secure. Now, this is a selling point that it has the original box. The problem, though, with this box is that it's really not secure on the bottom. I mean, you could kind of tell that from the top here because you could see on the top it's starting to bow and it's worn down. And one of the biggest mistakes that people will make is to just take these plates, wrap them up in the paper, put them inside of this original box, stick a label on top of it and send it out. That's almost always a recipe for disaster. And these are going, by the way, from New York to California. So we cannot mess this up. That's like the farthest distance possible. Okay, so if we look at the bottom, we've got another problem. You see this type of box, this is just real flimsy, right? So we can't have this thing bowing down like this. So what we've got to do is we have got to secure this with a piece of tape, okay, or several pieces of tape. So I'm just going to take my 3-inch tape gun and I'm going to tape across the seam here. And I'm just going to keep taping like that, just like that. So we're going to cover the whole area here and here. Don't worry. Someone's not going to worry that you tape the bottom of the Pottery Barn box. No one's going to care about that. And there. And then also put one across the other way just for good measure. Okay, so we've got that taken care of. And you can see here, now this is taped and more secure. That's okay, but we've got to do a little bit more to it. So what we got to do is we've got to take this paper out. I'm going to take this out, put this here for now. We're gonna look at the bottom. Now this is a tip I'm gonna tell you that I use all the time, not just in this situation. What I like to do is layer the bottom part of this with another piece of cardboard. So I'm just gonna cut off a piece of cardboard to size. And I'm gonna put this down on the bottom of it, and that's gonna add a really nice strong layer of security to it. All right, so as you can see, I cut out a piece of cardboard to size. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna push this down into the bottom of the box. You really want it to be so that it just fits, so it's nice and snug. You know, it's one of my favorite words, snug. Nice and secure. Just push it in like that. And now you've got a much stronger bottom. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm gonna take some tape and I'm gonna further secure that piece of cardboard on the bottom. So I'm just gonna pull this out right here. And I'll just press it down into the corner. I'll show you what I mean by this. You just see right here what you're doing. You're just kind of overlapping it. So you're just pressing it in like that. And I'll do that on each side. All right, so here you can see I've got all of the flaps taped down on each of the sides there. And now as I flip it over here, you can see this is nice and secure. It's not dipping in like it was before. So the bottom is not going to just collapse on us. So that's good. So now what we have to do is we have to deal with the actual plates. Now, normally in a situation like this, one of the things you would want to do is wrap these plates in paper and then tape them up. The issue here, though, is that this is the original Pottery Barn paper that this came with. And believe it or not, there are a bunch of Pottery Barn collectors that don't want this stuff to have a bunch of new tape on it and stuff. They just kind of want it like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a combination approach of using this paper to still layer it and secure it, but we're also going to integrate some bubble wrap into this. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to take each plate. We are going to put it on top of the paper, and we are going to close the paper around it like so, but we're just not going to tape it. Just going to fold it over on itself. Now, the problem with just doing that is that eventually that's just going to open up and that's going to be problematic. We want everything, again, nice and snug. So what we're going to do is we are going to put this on top of a thin layer of bubble wrap. So this is 3 pieces of thin bubble wrap. Remember, you want your bubbles to go in towards what it is actually protecting. So we're just gonna pull this piece forwards like that. And then we're gonna take this other piece and we're gonna go over, so fold over, just like this. So this is what it looks like right now. Then I'm just gonna secure it with a piece of tape, like so. There we go. Now here's the problem. Don't just stop here, because you still have exposed ends. Don't take shortcuts. So what we're gonna do is we are now going to bubble wrap this from the other side. So we're gonna take this like this, put it right here in the center, pull this over like that, pull this over like that, and now got that taped up. And then we're going to tape the sides over like this so they join, and we'll do another one right here, and then I'll just tape it up a little bit more. You could use your tape gun if you want to, so you could go like that. Just make sure it doesn't catch on the paper, because you don't want the person to get upset that their paper is taped. You can go like that, for example. You could go like this. Just pulling it tight. Just put it on like that. Pull it in, just like that. And just do that all the way around. One here. I'm going slow, but once you've got this routine down, you could do this pretty fast. Do another one here, and another one here. Little big slam for good luck. Okay, so there we go. That's what it looks like. Okay, so now look at that. You can't even feel the plate, right? Listen. That's what you want. That's awesome. Like I can play the drums, all right? Play Jingle Bells. All right, so now we have to repeat this process with the other plates. For now, it's gonna put this right in here. And we've got 7 more to go. All right, so you just follow that same process over and over again, and we've got all of them nicely papered and bubble wrapped. Now keep in mind that that bubble wrap is adding cushioning to it, so it might, you know, kind of poof up a little bit. I like using the word poof every once in a while. And not to worry, because, you know, it'll just push down a little bit because it has that cushioning on it. So the next step, and this is really important, you can't just ship them like this because there's still a chance they're going to break. You see what we have here is we have a lot of void space in these corners. All of the void space needs to be filled up. Now, what are you going to fill that up with, right? You know, air pillows are just going to pop. You could try to put more bubble wrap in there, but it's really going to take a lot of bubble wrap to do that. So what I would suggest using in this situation, and these really help a lot, are these packing peanuts. Now, I know some people hate packing peanuts. One of the main reasons is because you know, they're not great for the environment. However, these particular ones that I use, they are made out of cornstarch. So if you put this in water, it literally dissolves. So that's what I like to use. And so what I'm going to do is just pour these down right into here. Going to fill all of that void space up right now. Now, make sure as you're doing this that you are pushing it down. These packing peanuts really are invaluable to me. This cushioning that it provides really helps to protect the item from breaking during transit, because it just provides such a great boundary all the way around it. But you got to make sure that you're pushing the peanuts so that they go all the way down to the bottom, so you've got everything covered. All right, so as you can see here, all of the void space is filled with packing peanuts. And so the next step is to give this top an additional layer of protection. What are we going to do for that? We need something flat that's going to go across it. So what we do is just cut out another piece of cardboard, and we just layer that right up top. And then what we're going to do is just close the flap right over it. All right, so as you can see, everything is in here nice and secure. We don't have anything that's bulging. You do not want bulging. If you have bulging, that's a problem, and you have to reconfigure things in here. You can't have things that are popping out, because then the pressure onto it is going to cause it to break. I don't care where the bulge is. It could be here, it could be here, it could be on the bottom, doesn't matter. No bulging allowed. All right, now you can see here that the natural box had these little flaps. You want to tuck those flaps in if your box has it. Same with here, because that's going to provide additional security to those items. Now, the next thing that you want to do, this is very important, is you need to do what I call the shake test. All right, so you've got to take your box, pick it up, and just start shaking it around, okay? And you should not hear anything moving in there. Let's try it out. Nothing. Try again. It's not moving. Let's try again. Try up and down, and it's not moving. So this is what you want. This is nice and secure. However, if you think that just shipping it out in this, just sticking a label on it, you know, let's just say it wasn't even a Pottery Barn box. Let's just say it was a regular, just brown cardboard box. No, you don't want to do that, because we need to take one more very important step. Let me show you what that is. All right, so that last very important step is we are going to take this box and we are going to put it inside of another box, a box that's even stronger than this. So that's what this box is for. See, just gonna take this, move this over, and just put this right in here. Sometimes you gotta move it around a little bit, but there we go. Look at that. It's nice and secure. Now, you might say to yourself, well, how do you have those kind of boxes around? I think ahead in these types of situations, and whenever I see big giant boxes like this, I know that this is going to be something that's going to come in handy at some point. So I pick these up, I keep them in my garage, and I nest other boxes in them to store stuff, you know, smaller boxes that I might need throughout the year. So you never know when it's going to come in handy. Now, we do have a little bit of void space that's here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some additional packing peanuts and I'm going to put those right inside of that gap. And not only am I going to layer it inside that gap there, but then you could see here, we have a little bit of space here. I'm going to just put another layer of peanuts right across the top of it. So pour this in like that and just basically smooth it out. That's it. All right, here we go. It's all taped up. Don't forget to not only tape the top, but also to tape the bottom. You should have one strip of tape going down vertically and one strip going across horizontally to just bridge it in place and give it that added security. Same thing with any seams. Make sure you're covering those up at the corner and overlapping them, and then putting another piece of tape across it to hold it in place. This is a 17-pound box. This is going to cost $61 if you shipped it priority. That's why I don't suggest shipping it priority. Something like this, you should either use Pirate Ship to ship it FedEx or UPS. That's going to cost you somewhere between $25 and $30. That's going to go ground, and it's going to be economy shipping. So with something like this, you want to make sure you set your shipping up in advance to be economy shipping 1 to 10 days. That's going to be in your pull down menu. If you don't see it there, you're going to have to call eBay to ask them to activate that for you so that you could see that option. That's very important. Make sure if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. I hope that these tips help you and that you feel added confidence to start going out and getting things like collectible plates and all sorts of other breakables, and ship them with some added confidence now. You know, try some things out and see how you do. All right, now I've got an extra special primetime tip for you in just a moment that's going to help you make even more money. Before I tell you that, don't forget to check out my friend Pam from the Flipping Hot Finds eBay store. It's an amazing store. I've bought tons of things from her in the past. She's got about 1,000 items, all sorts of things, toys, comics, DVDs, collectibles, clothes, I mean, you name it. Check it out. I'm going to put a link in the description section and in the comment section. If you get anything, tell her that Primetime sent you. I know her very well, and I'm sure she would get a big kick out of that. Pam is a member of this group, and this is something that I do for all members. Feature a member in the video and also drop links to their stores or wherever else is that they sell in the description and comment section. Pam's also a member of my Facebook group, the Reselling Resource Center. So we've got over 28,000 members there. It's free to join that. So come by and check us out if you haven't done so already. In terms of that bonus tip, these plates are listed for $138 approximately on the Pottery Barn website. I sold them for $170. How do we do that? Well, guess what? Not everyone checks all the other sites, including the sites where the product was originally made. Some people just stick to eBay. Some people just stick to Amazon. So my advice is to really try to keep your pricing consistent with the platform where you sell on, and don't worry so much about what's going on the other platforms. Yeah, look at it, but don't let that be the final determining decision. This is a perfect example of that. Well, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below. I'll see you at the next video, everyone. Take care.